Nick Marinos. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you. Very, very nice.
So welcome to Berlin.
Thank
What
you.
is your first memory of Berlin?
My first memory. Oh, that's a very long time ago. I've been here several times. But first time must have been when I was quite young. I was here. I don't know. It was the whole thing. I don't know a particular.
Okay.
No.
How come you started a punk rock band? Who was?
Oh, that was a very long time ago. You know, I was 16 when I started playing drums in a punk band, and it was when the punk rock era started, and it came from United States and England, all the bands and all the punk rock movement. And when it came to Stockholm, I felt immediately that this was my family. This was my thing. So we started a band and we started the movement right away, actually. So, and since then, I mean, I'm a punk rocker in heart. In everything I do, I have the courage of being a punk rocker.
What's punk rock for you?
It's courage. It's like when you have this feeling for yourself that you can do whatever you want, and then also like your view of your own music. It's the kind of nerve. I mean, now when I do like film music or music for audiobooks, I do electronics now with a lot of piano. I don't do punk music anymore, but I think I still have the nerve, you know. It is something that is very hard to describe. You hear it when you hear it, that it's this kind of punk nerve in everything I do, actually.
Who's your punk rock idol?
Maybe Patti Smith.
Okay, we get back on this in a second. We're here on the Berlinale
Yeah.
in the Nordic Embassy. And what brought you here?
I came here because my music writing has, as I said before, it has turned a bit. I've been playing in rock and roll bands for my whole life. A lot of drums, electric guitars, and I've really always been a band human. But nowadays I prefer actually to. I've been touring for my whole life for 45 years or something like that. So now I prefer to work alone in the studio, and I make more and more instrumental music and piano music, and I have been making music for theaters and art, movies and audiobooks. And now I would like to do music for fiction film. Yeah, so that's why I was invited by SCAP. It's a community for composers in Sweden that are arranging things here, seminars and evenings, events. So I was invited by them, and we are like 10 composers from Sweden here now. So I was joining, and I'm joining for my first time, and to make contacts and to just watch and see what it's like, and hopefully meet directors and producers that I can collaborate with in the future.
That's the most important.
Yes.
And so, what movies do you like? Is it you want to score Henry Mankell?
No, or I don't know. Maybe it's. Yeah, I can do that, but no, I like more. I'm a very big fan of David Lynch, and also Lars von Trier, and I like actors like Joaquin Phoenix. That's my favorite actor. He and Eva Green, and I would like to collaborate with directors that have a big vision that includes everything, like David Lynch do. That the music and the of course, the script, the story that you're telling, the characters, the environment, everything, and the music is collaborating. And I think that directors that have that vision, if you understand what I mean, to incorporate music in the storytelling, that I will like.
You're a writer yourself.
Yes. Nowadays, I've
Write
actually,
for the newspaper.
yeah, newspaper and also books. Nowadays, I spend my time like 50% writing music and 50% writing books. I also publish poems and novels and essays, and also I've been writing a lot for the newspapers too about art and culture and different things.
Yes, I read the article about Janis Joplin.
Yeah, okay, you read that.
Oh, why Janis Joplin? She was an addict.
Yeah, she was addict, but she was a human being, and she was a great artist, and she had a great voice and great songs. And I don't remember if it was my idea or if it was the paper's idea with that article. I don't remember that actually, but I really admire her, of course.
For her music, and what strength can people take from Janis Joplin?
A lot, I think.
Or learn?
Yeah, her appearance, her devotion, her presence in everything that she's. I mean, all the pain and all the suffering. I mean, life is a lot of pain and suffering, and I think we can get strength out of all kinds of culture. I mean, film also that is showing us. I mean, if you look at Twin Peaks or everything. I mean, Harry Potter or whatever you like. Whatever, it's about people struggling and having a lot of pain and a lot of problems, and they are carrying on to something better. And I mean, that's our lives. I mean, the moments that we are very happy are very few, I think. I don't know about you, but I think mostly life are a struggle.
Struggle is normal.
Yeah, with relations and maybe economics for some people, or so that's why we write books and go up on the stage and sing about things, because people want to feel the, how do you say in English? My English is not so very good, I'm sorry.
Share feeling or memory, I think Drew Barrymore said that once.
What?
That Drew Barrymore, that she wanted to perform.
Who?
Drew Barrymore.
Who's that?
Drew Barrymore from E.T., the child star. That she wanted to perform that that everybody comes together and share a memory, feeling, emotion, and party.
Yeah.
And so. But did you? Is there any art films that people can view already? That you did already score?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell me about one.
I made. It was a collaboration between a photographer and like project leader or some kind, and they were going out through all Sweden and made photographs of working people, really working people in the hospitals and they build the houses and they were in the sewers and they were really, working class people. And this was a very famous and very, very good photographer, and she made really so great photographies. And it was an exhibition, but it was also like a picture play. It's about 15 or 20 minutes or something like that. And I was making the sound design and also composed original music to that. And that is on YouTube. And it was also the new academy that was giving away a literature prize in Sweden. They made some kind of information short film or whatever you want to call it that I was composing to also. And then I made a lot of theater music, but I don't know, it was before everyone had the cell phone up and filming everything. So, but then of course my audiobook is everywhere. Last year I was publishing a collection of poems that I composed original music to on the audiobook. I was also reading the book myself, and I was putting music on it. So that's everywhere. When you listen to audiobooks, it's there. So.
And do you come from a working class family?
Not really. No, not really. But my grandfather was a very, very famous architect. He was world famous, and he made a lot of big houses. So my last name is very famous in architecture, in the world of architecture. But my mother, I was raised alone with my mother, no father, no siblings, and she was trying to break loose from things. So she was like trying to be a bit working class, maybe, but no, not really. I've had the safety of like more middle class, maybe you should say.
And did you all just go straight in and start a punk rock band? And
yeah, when I was 16, yeah.
Did you always have a job on the side?
No.
Because I know even bigger bands do have jobs.
No, not always. I've had other jobs in periods through my life. Yes, I've had that. But not always.
What do you do then?
Sometimes I've been working in the healthcare. During Corona, the pandemic, I had to work in the healthcare because all of our those artists that was working on the stage, everything was postponed, cancelled. I mean, I think I had like 3 tours or something that just cancelled. So we were like having no jobs and no income suddenly. So during the pandemic, I was educating myself as a sound designer and music producer, and also work in healthcare.
And what machine do you use?
Logic.
And do you DJ too sometimes?
No.
No mixing?
No.
But you were raving. You went probably to a lot of raves.
No.
No?
No.
Punk rock, rock and roll.
No, not anymore. No.
That was the newspaper you published in the article mentioned that in the same year you published
my own
biography.
Yeah, my own. Yeah. Yeah, I was asked. I think it was like 2013. I made a huge article in the biggest newspaper in Sweden. It was like over 4 big sides about the working situation for a lot of artists in Sweden. It was a very, very serious article, and it was like shared over 28,000 times, I think. It was like a huge impact on that article. And after that, I was getting a lot of writing jobs, and one of them was that it was one publisher that contacted me and asked me to write about my life. So I did that, and I was working with that book. I was working with it in 3 years. So it was published 2016, and then the audiobook for that one came 2022, and I was reading that too. But it's a really thick book.
And what's your favorite track to perform?
It's not published yet. I have made 2 albums that are not published yet. My new albums?
Yeah.
What will it be about? I mean, it's a lot of songs, and they have different lyrics. If it's the lyrics that you, I mean, I'm always writing here and now, so it's about, actually it's about my life here and now. It's a lot about loneliness. It's about getting older. It's about motherhood and suffering. As we were talking about earlier.
Why loneliness?
Yeah, because loneliness is something that I think about a lot and also write a lot about. I have also newly written a new collection of poems that I just gave to my publisher. And that collection of poems, it's a lot about loneliness and and about what is happening with people that spend a lot of time without connection or contact with other people, and also the kind of loneliness that happens when your grown-up children moves away, and it appears a distance. So I'm thinking a lot about it, and I'm writing a lot about it, and maybe some of the songs also have lyrics about that kind of things.
Call your friends. I did interview